Okay, fifth grade, we're working on chapter 4. I'm going to turn back. I kind of got ahead of myself. And we're multiplying whole numbers is what we're working on. So this is page 137. It always has the beginning. It has your vocabulary and these little bitty practices at the beginning. I recommend you do because it gets your brain started on what you're supposed to be doing. And also the vocabulary you can actually cut out and put it somewhere where you can look at it. So it says multiplication patterns. Find products involving multiples of 10 and powers of 10. I can explain how to multiply a number by the power of 10, and I can explain how to find a product working for the multiples of the power of 10. So I want to show you, you remember in your order of operations, this powers is the first one you'll do. So you really need to know how to do this. So it says 8 times 10 to the first power is just 8 times 10. And then it is 80. The value is 80. So the power, the expression, and the value. We need to realize that those are different things. This is 8 times 100. So really, what times what equals 100? Well, 10 times 10 equals 100. So we're going to go to the second power. 8 times 10 to the second power, which equals 800. There's a pattern they want you to really want you to watch for. I'm going to go on and try to just justify this so that I know that you can kind of see the pattern a little bit better. Now 8 times, so the 8 times 10 right here is 8 times. So 8 times 10 to the third power is really just 8 times 10 times 10 times 10, okay? And so if we're looking at that, we have, it's really 8 times 1,000. Okay, how many zeros do we have? And this isn't a trick question. I mean, it's not a trick. It's not one of those rule-breaking multiplication facts. It's 8 times 1, basically. And so that would be 8,000. Okay, be legible, be lined up. The next one's even more because this 8 times 10 to the fourth power is 8 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which if we look, it's going to be 8 times 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 3, 4, okay, which is 80,000. All right. What patterns do you notice? Well, every time you go up a power, you put it goes up another zero in your value. So if you look, 8 times 4 is, 8 times 10 to the fourth power has 4 zeros right here. 8 times 10 to the third power, 3 zeros. 8 times 10 to the second power, 2 zeros. 8 times 10 to 1 power has 1 zeros. And that's kind of the pattern they're trying to get you to notice. All right, so if we look, we're going to turn the page to page, I don't know if I put this up there. I probably needed to. 139. We're going to go to page 140. All right, on here it's telling you, Think and Grow, find 46 times 10 to the third power. Use powers to look for a pattern. That's one way, and then there's another way. You can also use place value, okay? So it says 46 times 1, or 10 to the first power, is really 46 times 10, which is 460. 46 times 10 to the second power is 46 times 100. So you just need to know, like, 10 to the second power equals 100. So if you need to practice these and play with your mom or dad and play this game, 10 to the fifth power, what is that number? And just kind of ask them what the value it is. So that way when you're multiplying it, you can know off the top of your head. So 46 times, it's really 46 times 1, right, which is 46. And then 10 to the second power is 100. So it's 46 times 100, which is 4,600. Okay. 10 to, this is 46 times 1 again. We have 46. And then we have 10 to the third power, which is 1,000. Okay, so we're going to be looking at that. How many zeros do you think that has? Well, we have 46,000. That's what that's going to be. Okay. It says another way to use place values is to just use place values. So if you think 10 to the third power is 1,000, you need to know that. What's 10 to the fifth power? What's 10 to the first power? What's 10 to the second power. I mean, these are games you need to kind of play while you're talking to your parents while they're cooking dinner, and see if you can play that game with them and ask them what the value is, okay? Or give them, you know, hey, 1,000, and they could say, oh, that is 10 to the third power, right? And you guys got to play that because it's kind of one of those things that you have to practice. So 10 to the third power is really 46 times 1,000 or 46 thousands, and then you can write what that looks like. 46,000, okay? Remember, every time you multiply a number by 10, the number shifts one position to the left on the place value chart. So it goes up to the left. It goes to the left, okay? Find 40 times 600. This is not a trick tricked fact. Some of them are. Like, for instance, if you ever do 40 times 50, you know, you're going to have an extra 0 in there because 4 times 5 is 20. Some of those are kind of tricky, so you just have to be careful. This is not one of those. The first thing you have to do is find the multiplication fact. Well, 4 times 6 is 24, right? And they're distributing this out a little bit, okay? So they're saying 4 times 6 times 10 equals 4 times 6 times 10. So they're regrouping it. They're putting it back in a different way. And then that's 24 times 10, which equals 240. Okay, let's just go on. I'm going to kind of leave this one alone, and I want to kind of do one down at the bottom. And I need a bigger piece of paper, so give me just a second. And let's look at that. So, you know, the thing is that you always want to solve parentheses and exponents first. I was looking for my marker. There it is. This one has, if number 1 down here says 78 times 10 to the 4th. Again, you've got to know what those are. 10 to the 4th power is, and we're looking at it, 10 to the 4th power. We're going to break that down into something else, okay? So we have 4 zeros, basically, is what's going to happen. So then we have 78 times 1 with 4 zeros, okay? That's what we're looking at. 4 zeros on there. So because 10 to the 4th power is 10,000, okay? So we're looking at it that way. So if you have 78 times 1, it's going to be 78, and then you're going to have those 4 zeros, and you're going to have 780,000. You see how that kind of works with the zeros? 0 is an important number. I'm constantly telling my family to make sure they include 0 when they count because it's a good concept. All right, let's look at another one. Now, this one doesn't have it to the next power. This doesn't have any power, so you just have to multiply. This one has 20 times 400. So really what you're doing is 2 times 4, and that's going to be 8. And then how many zeros do you have? Oh, sorry. And then you have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So I messed up that. So 8 and 1, 2, 3 zeros. So it's going to be 8,000. Okay? Mistakes are proof you're trying. Use your paper as best you can. Know that I'm going to do one more, like, just because I feel like 2 problems is really not enough, honestly. So there's some over here that says find the missing factor. So you kind of have to do the inverse. I kind of want to do some of those. Let me do another one with exponents, okay? So if I have, like number 3 over here, it's 11 times 10 to the 3rd power. Well, you need to know how to break that exponent down. Remember, we do parentheses and exponents. Well, figure out what the exponent is. 10 to the 3rd power is 1,000. It's 1 and 3 zeros. Okay? Now, if we multiply this out, 11 times 1 is 11 with 3 zeros. That's going to equal 11,000. You have to just work it step by step. It's not going to pop off the page and automatically know it. I don't do that. I have to use paper and figure it out. Now, there's another one over here. I want to do 2 more really quickly. We're at 10 minutes. So there's another one that says 206 times 10 to the 2nd power. Well, again, solve that exponent first. Okay, 10 to the 2nd power is 10 times 10, which is 100. Find the basic fact. 206 times 1 is 206. and 2 zeros, it's 20,600. Okay, always good to know. I did it kind of fast, but I'm running out of time, so I want to make sure. Now, the other one says find the missing factor. Okay, so it has 30 times something equals 15,000. Okay. Little trick is if there's 1 0 here and there's 3 0 here, if there's 1 0 here and 3 zeros here, you're going to need 2 zeros right here. Okay. Now you have to think about what times 3 equals 15. What times 3 equals 15? Well, 5. That's where you know your facts. Then you check yourself. 3 times 5 is 15 and 3 zeros? Yes. Correct. So the missing factor is 500. All right. Have fun with this. Ask us questions if you need help. Please don't wait till we get to a Mastery Connect test to let me know that you're struggling. I'm a great teacher, but I'm not a mind reader. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you got a whole bunch of help from your older brother. I don't know if you got a whole bunch of help from your parent, or if you're just like flying with flying colors on things. I really kind of need to know if you need some more help on this, and then we can do a Google Meet together. But it's up to you to let me know, all right? It's just make sure that you're an active listener on the videos. Make sure that you look at them more than once, because you can't memorize anything the first time you see it, especially if it's something new and in math. Please go back and look at it again. I mean, I would say do 3 before me. 3 would be one time look at the video, again look at the video, ask for help from a parent or a sibling, and then see if you can ask for a scheduled time with me. But make sure that you are trying to rewind and look at the videos as much as possible. Okay, thank you so much.